Hi, my name is Samantha Sutton. I am the fashion editor at InStyle.com, and I'm here today with our senior news editor, Alyssa Hardy, to talk about seasonless fashion. Hey, Alyssa.
Hi, Sam.
How are you?
Doing okay.
I see you have a drink as well.
Yes, always caffeinated.
To begin, what is seasonless fashion exactly?
So seasonless fashion is really just like what it sounds like. It's fashion that doesn't really adhere to trends or the typical fashion calendar. It's really just about buying what you need when you need it for brands based off of what their customers want, not based off of any sort of calendar that's set by department stores or set by Fashion Week.
So when you say calendar, you're talking about the fashion calendar. Can you explain that?
The calendar is really like the Fashion Week schedule and basically when brands are making their new collection and when the department stores and the boutiques are buying and selling them.
Okay. And then you have all fast fashion.
Fast fashion, in order to keep up with all of these trends year round, is actually making them when they're seen. Because fast fashion follows a see now, buy now model.
Okay.
And so that means when you see a trend, it's going to be readily available within like sometimes days.
Wow.
The reason that that's problematic is because those turnaround times are not good for anyone.
Yeah.
First of all, they're creating a ton of waste because they're creating all of these clothes that are just totally disposable. Trends upon trends upon trends, and anybody who wants them can get them and then get rid of them the second that they feel like the trend is over.
Yeah.
The other thing is too, in order to keep up with that demand, you have literally sweatshops that are making the clothing. And they're asking these mostly women that work in there, the sewers and the cutters, to create the clothing on unrealistic timelines. They're overworked. They're not getting breaks, in really poor conditions too, which keep the prices down.
Yeah. No, it sounds terrible. And, you don't think about these things when you see people wearing clothes and you think, oh my God, I want that outfit. And then they create it the next day, maybe haven't stopped to think about how they're created.
Totally. And the thing is, for the brand, they know that people want it right now. And so they want your money right now. Mm-hmm. It's something that we all have to reflect on because we all do it. Like, I see you wearing a cool thing in the office rest in peace, when we used to go to the office. I'm like, oh, I want to, like, Sam has cool baggy jeans. I'm like, let me Google baggy jeans. And sometimes fast fashion is the first, cheapest, and easiest thing that comes up.
Yeah. They have a lot of sizing, anything that you want. They can't possibly sell all that.
So then you have a lot of waste and a lot of returns. And honestly, it's sad to think about doing everything you can to keep prices low so that people will buy. And then at the end of the day, that product ends up in a garbage can.
Yeah.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah, that is really. Then you think, oh, I'm going to donate this.
Here's the thing, too, that's interesting about donations. You see those green dumpsters all around, or you see Salvation Army, and 80% of those clothing get sold to different countries. And a lot of those different countries have a secondhand market, which kills their local economies because all of the fashion designers and the artisans that are making clothes in those countries are being outsold by secondhand clothes coming from our clothing dumpsters.
Wow.
Yeah. Very complicated.
How exactly did we get to this point? I mean, it wasn't always this way. There weren't always new clothes every day.
I think that social media is part of that, right? Like, we're able to see things in real time all the time. We're able to see them on different people that we can relate to. And so our consumerism in general, not just with clothing, has just grown like wildfire. The easier that you can get something, the more we want to buy it. And I think that these fast fashion brands that are able to meet the demand, we're like, well, there's money to be made here. It really is as simple as that. Like, they just want your money.
Yeah.
They don't care what you do with the clothes at the end of the day.
Yeah. And half of that stuff, I feel like it's not quality. How do we then follow a trend that we love and also think about how we're shopping and consuming?
I think for a lot of people, fast fashion is what they can afford and it's what they can fit into. because a lot of the other brands do not have any size diversity, and they certainly don't have any pricing diversity.
Yeah.
So when we want to have trends, my biggest advice would be to take a beat, because while it's so easy to go to a fast fashion brand and buy it, or just to really buy new clothes in general, you have to think about whether or not you really want that, or whether you really need that.
Yeah.
Do you already have an item in your closet that's the same thing? Or is it something that you can buy at a vintage store? Can you look at like an app that's a resale app? And then the third is, if you really want it, consider like how it's going to fit in your wardrobe and how you can make it last for as long as possible.
I love looking for the trend secondhand, like you had mentioned. Then it feels special. It's not what everyone else is wearing. So we're obviously in a pandemic right now. What does that mean for brands and the future of fashion in general?
I mean, people just aren't buying as much, obviously. Like, people have less money right now. People are really hurting financially. And also, like, they're not going anywhere. And so they're just not having as many things to purchase for.
Yeah.
So brands are really having to adjust. And a lot of them are canceling orders, which they place with factories for collections that they already designed, which has caused a lot of problems. But also, it's a lesson for them that they don't necessarily need to have a season of clothing every single 2 months.
And we also can think more about the basics and staples that are in our wardrobe and create sort of a capsule wardrobe as well.
Yeah, I feel like you're really good at the capsule wardrobe.
I love what I love, and you think about your fashion and what you're going to get the most use out of. And thank you for saying that I'm good at that, by the way. But I love a button down or a turtleneck. I have a lot of turtlenecks coming up for fall. I love a sweatshirt, even outside of the house. Khakis are a big one. Even though it's a trend, it is something that's great to have in your wardrobe and versatile.
Totally.
Black dresses too. What about you?
I really love overalls. It's a capsule piece for me.
Yeah.
Because I will wear them all year round with like turtlenecks and t-shirts and tank tops and whatever. Anything denim, really. Like, I love jeans. I wear jeans almost every single day. I love like boxy tops, like shell tops.
You have a specific style, and like I see something and I'd be like, oh, you know what? That goes with Alyssa's style. Like,
I feel the same way about you. Honestly, knowing your fit and knowing what you like to wear, you can create a capsule wardrobe out of that. You just have to know yourself a little bit.
Yeah, so it's not even necessarily the pieces that you would think are traditional staples. It could be the overalls. It could be a fit and flare dress.
Yeah, whatever feels good for you, that you're like, I'll wear that all the time forever. And
yeah, it goes with your style, and it also is seasonless.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks so much, Alyssa, for taking the time to speak with me.
Yeah.
I really learned a lot, and I can't wait to talk more in depth about some of InStyle's latest stories. Cheers. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah.